That's me.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh,
Oh.
Hello, welcome
Yeah.
back, Jason.
that was going.
Stream
Alright.
died.
Are you live again?
Yeah, we're good.
Stream
We're
is live
back.
again.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not that they're. You make a good point. It's they're very very similar, right? Smash 4 and Street Fighter. Just the scenes, how the tournaments are structured, everything is very similar. But I feel maybe it's just a public perception of the communities is different. Even though I feel like honestly the communities, as far as personalities, probably have a lot of overlaps as far as people. Cudnick just showing us CEO actually has more Smash 4 entrants than SF5. 907 for Smash 4, 825 for SF. So, yes, I don't know. Maybe I'll start paying more attention so I can learn for myself why it is so different. Like the feeling.
Polarized.
Yeah, very polarizing. I agree.
I just want to see it grow as much as possible. I mean, I'd love to do this full time, but right now it can't be anything other than a side hustle.
Hmm.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, the guy who's the most successful as far as media and content. Well, I don't know if it's the most, but Maximilian. I say like.
I would say
I'm
he's
sure
most successful.
he's a good guy, but his content is not competitive driven at all. It's entertainment.
Yeah, it's casual. It's 100% casual.
There's
Like you
nothing
get
wrong
no
with that.
competitive edge from that whatsoever. Like not even a shred.
It's like there's nothing wrong with that either, but it just makes you like it. The reason why it makes players like me like upset. It's like why isn't there anybody else who's good at the game doing that? I mean, it's like the closest thing is like Gutex and Mike Ross's Excellent Adventures, and they're okay at the game. They're more towards the entertainment. It's hard to put both wrapped up into something that's presentable to a large audience.
Hmm.
I think it's possible for both.
Yes. I mean, I'm
think-
gonna try it when I have more free time on my hands. I'm gonna like put a lot more effort into my YouTube channel. But
I think that you can get both in spurts. I think Daigo is his
Yeah.
own thing. But he had the cosplay tournament. That was amazing. He said you
That
can't
was
enter unless you
genius.
cosplay. Yes, he had mad top players just cosplaying for no reason, man.
It's entertainment.
Do you know about his new tournament that's supposed to be
No.
happening? It's the promotion tournament where you basically, like, if you have like a business or like a service, you can either play in the tournament or you hire a player to play for you, promote your brand or something.
No. See, stuff like that. That's savage.
Yeah.
Hmm. Can we talk about the presentability of Smash versus Street Fighter?
Go
Because
ahead.
from a casual perspective, I mean, if I'm going to be completely objective about everything, I would probably admit that Smash is probably more entertaining than Street Fighter. Would you agree?
Really?
Man,
From my opinion,
No,
no.
Smash looks bad.
Yo,
To me.
I played
To me
Melee
personally.
for like so long. I can't even watch Smash 4 for like a minute without being resident sleeper.
Hmm.
Like to me that game is like watching paint dry. I'll watch Melee any day, but Smash 4.
Maybe.
What about Melee?
Oh, Melee is always hype.
Do you think it's more
How
hype
about-
than Street Fighter?
Yeah. Like
It's a different. It's not just what we think because we see fighting games differently. And, like, I feel like there's more people that play Smash, and then they see it at a competitive level and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" But the game is simple enough to where they know what the players are doing, but they're doing it so differently from what they experience. It's captivating to them. Street Fighter, I don't think has that same. Maybe it does, but
Plus, I think Smash. I mean, I don't know how much you can look into this, but I think all the intellectual properties that they bring into that game, you know.
yeah.
Oh, I want to fucking beat people up as fucking Little Mac. That's godlike, you know, or fucking.
oh, they have
Mega Man,
Cloud?
or- The fucking Cloud, yo, Weeaboo Central, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Jiggly.
fanboys.
Fucking Jigglypuff. It's like, oh, she's actually good? No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think from a casual viewer, it's like they rather watch, Cloud beat the shit out of, Little Mac or Ryu, for instance, or something like that. Or, I don't know, some robot that's beating the shit out of Captain Falcon. It's
So it
just,
appeals to a broader audience.
Oh yeah.
yeah. I just think a casual viewer is going to probably get more entertainment value out of that than they would Street Fighter. It's hard to pull people into Street Fighter without some kind of background, either in Street Fighter itself or just a fighting game background or a very competitive background.
Plus, it's still a party game at the end of the day.
How do you feel is there a way to reverse that? To like, can you educate everybody to how to play Street Fighter and then they enjoy it at a level that they do like Smash Brothers casually?
I think that the main problem is that the game itself did not come out correctly. I mean, the release of the game was completely hosed. Though, I mean, the best way to get more people
Yeah.
interested and to educate people is to create exposure through hype and through word of mouth and ratings, etc., etc. When everyone's dumpstering on the game to the casual crowd, it's not doing us any favors. You know what I mean?
It's like they shot themselves in the foot once again. Like I thought they learned their lesson from Cross Tech and not to rush things and have a finished product that's presentable to everybody. That's an excellent point. Like Smash on the surface is enjoyable to like a broader audience than Street Fighter is, but when you damage that image like off the cuff, then you're gonna hurt your audience.
It's kind of hard
Yeah,
to get
there's
back the trust.
there's a lot of people that I mean, come on, let's put it out there, boys. There's a lot of people, even in the competitive scene of Street Fighter, that are super pissed about Street Fighter Five because of X or Y reason. JNVA, come on, man. I mean, that's
Yeah,
just
but it's like maybe their reasons are invalid, but Capcom gave them the fuel to feel that way.
yeah. I
You know
mean, we
what's
don't
fun?
have to agree with their opinions, but nevertheless, this is the reality of it: is that there are people like that exist. If he feels that way, there's someone else that feels that way. There's someone else
Yep.
that feels that way, and
Yeah.
that's the problem.
I feel like, and this is me personally, but I think that this game is a better game than Street Fighter 4. And I think most people would agree with that. But I feel that this game gets, and maybe it's just the era we live in. I feel like every day is something new. Like this getting bashed so hard every day.
Dude, have
It's like,
you
damn,
heard
does anyone
about
like this game?
have you heard about what happened in in like the Japanese scene?
No,
How
what
like
happened?
they're just fucking raging over that how they overturned the Zenny thing.
Oh
what
yeah,
they're
because they
upset
gave
about.
like coupons out or something, and now
Yeah.
they're all invalid.
Oh
Get
God,
Yeah,
his body.
because I think if you got like a special edition or a limited edition, you got like a free voucher to some Zenny for the shop. And
Capcom, man,
oof.
they are always having a like Ono-san. His like he should have a quotation like he have nicknames. He should be Ono, I'm sorry, whatever Yoshinori. You know what I'm saying? Like every time he has to apologize for what Capcom does, he is like the scapegoat.
He is the scapegoat. That's sad.
Him and Combo Fiend.
Yo, Combo Feed.
He's like the
Has
American
nothing to do with
scapegoat.
anything. What is his title? Like community manager or something?
Whatever Seth was before.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
community manager. He's he's a scapegoat. That's what it is. I respect it, man. I mean, I think there's anything though. Couldn't they just easily just turn it to fight money? Just give them fight money.
They might
knows?
do like they did with Alex and Guile. They just had them available instead of paying for them for quite some time. So they might just give them characters, people who had vouchers, something like that. But the problem is they keep having to like play catch up to their own mistakes, and their game is not
Exactly.
even.
That's a very good point.
I think that leads us to the next thing too. The next month's or this month's thing, do an update.
Yeah, guys.
And what do you
it's the
guys-
game we waited for?
What do you guys think about that?
Uh,
Being able to play the unfinished characters.
Oh, yeah, I
Betas.
can't wait.
Beta testing new characters. Yeah, guys.
Like, I was so hyped for Balrog, and then I read the rumors about him not having a headbutt anymore.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
Oh,
apparently
man.
He may not have a headbutt.
I almost
Yo,
put that gun to my head.
Jason, don't do it.
Jeez.
He's still gonna have jump back here, hopefully, right?
Yeah,
Hopefully.
okay.
I mean, as far as like character design, I think they've done an excellent job with this game, so it's fine with me. Like I've never been one who's like this needs to be this way, this needs to be this way. This is how I remember it, so it doesn't bother me personally. But I can see how other people it would be a total shit show.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting. I was not expecting them to let us be able to play them in story mode, but I think they're banking too much on a fucking story when story doesn't matter to. I mean, with the
Do you think they have
audience.
mixed goals? Are they trying to appeal to too many and not do either one properly?
No,
I don't
I don't
know.
know. At this point, it's just a fucking salvation effort, man. They're just trying to get what they can as best they can.
This story better be like Game of Thrones quality plot. Better Bison better kill like 8 people, and then he dies and mad people. I just need violence. I need a lot of violence.
Bison's
Carnage.
gonna explode, kill like half the cast. That's why they can't make it to third strike. And then civil war is gonna ensue. That's it.
Something, man. I don't know. They said it's 3 to 4 hours long, so I hope it's worth it.
That's not even that long.
It's not, but for a fighting game, I think it's kind of long. I mean, it's not Guilty Gear long. Guilty Gear shit.
It's not Blaze Blue.
Yeah, well, those are like what, anime-ish, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to separate yourself from like, what we know now as competitive players, but there's got to be that thing that brings the casual into
Yeah.
it.
Like here's my one insight on
Hey, here's the casual input. Let's
Most
go.
casual of them all.
So
All right.
when I was in Afghanistan, I bought 5, right? And people around me were like, "Did you really pay all this money for this game that is incomplete?" But to
Damn.
me, I enjoyed it just because it brought up memories and it's fun to play. I'm by no means a competitive FGC kind of guy, but still, like it's something to do. Like for me, when I'm not trying to get bought by Jason, like I'm just gonna like play story mode or do stuff because it's part of the whole. Like Street Fighter spans so long that it's just important to people and their upbringing. So yeah, I think it's important. I think it's important that they do something that looks relevant because to people nowadays they're looking for something pretty as opposed to they're just gonna latch onto it based on the old. I love Street Fighter. I've played it for years. If they're trying to get more people, especially
Yeah.
with Capcom Pro Tour, for me watching it this year, it's like it looks huge. Like they're really trying to up things, and you guys are talking about sponsorships and stuff, and it's going places. Esports in general is going places. So
It's
I
like they
think,
tried to multitask, but they failed miserably at it.
yeah, I think they're trying to do something that they're not used to doing, and
That's
You
well
know,
said.
that's fair. That's like they were aware of the potential that they had in this community, and they're trying to tap into it, but it's just not. There's a huge disconnect
yeah.
in what works and what doesn't.
To me, I'll always see Street Fighter as a game that basically everybody's touched, but only a select few like play it to the extent that it was meant to be played.
Yeah.
And they I don't think you'll ever get it to a point that it's just that common. I'm gonna pick it up and play like Overwatch.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
There's just so much. There's so much product out there right now in terms of selection of what games you have to choose from. It's hard to really get the market share anymore. Back in the
It's
day, I was thinking when you were talking, Keith, about the casual perspective, and it reminded me a lot of like when I started playing RTS games with like StarCraft and Warcraft, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And how when I bought those games, I didn't buy them with the intention of being competitive in them. I bought them with the intention of I want to experience this game and see what it's all about. And the first
Good
thing
point.
I did was I played through the whole story in StarCraft and Warcraft and whatever, and I was like, this is awesome. Now that I'm done, let me go and traverse into the land of multiplayer and see how that goes. And I happen to enjoy it, but I assume that that with Street Fighter and it's not like an isolated thing with the RTS games. It's in fighting games and everything. You got to have that initial pull to bring in the casual player, and then you push them into competitive. It's really rare you get someone directly going just to the competitive side, because if they do, they probably come from something else that's competitive.
No, very true. Very true.
It's almost like they put the ball in the player's court, but didn't give them like a court, a hoop or anything. It's like, all right, this is what you guys wanted, right? Let's see what you can do.
Yeah, exactly.
God lies.
It's
God lies.
It's working out perfectly. We're making up our own rules and everything.
I think, though, as far as since we're talking about esports and the junior
Well, wait.
update.
All right.
No, go ahead, Keith.
I have a
Get
thing
in
that just
there.
popped in my head.
Talk
So,
about
you
it.
know, is a question.
This idea thing is kind of
How-
weird. Let me try to.
How important is it for a game to be complete nowadays? I mean, you know, with like Steam and whatever, we're talking about Ark earlier, and how you can be an ant or a bear, you know, and stuff like that, and how when we play with our friends, now it's just, you know, it's a social thing, and we can all just swap different games and play, you know, spontaneously. So how important is it for Street Fighter to even have a story mode?
Let me clarify that question real quick. You mean complete, like the content is full?
Yeah, yeah, like to, you know, before games, you know, you had to have like a time trial mode, and you had to have all this other stuff. You had to have this complete package, I guess, that justified, you know, them publishing it and putting it out. But how important is that even nowadays? Like,
It's very
I
important.
play a game, like for me, you know, I play a game for, you know, maybe an hour at a time, and then I'll swap to something else or whatever. You know, I think, and that might not be everybody's case, but you know, with things like Steam and like everything's so
Available.
available
Accessible.
now. If they're gonna charge it the same retail price of like $60 or whatever, then yeah, they need to be putting out a $60 product. But when I look around game libraries and stores, rarely do you see a title that's $60. You know, there's a lot of these small niche titles that fit something.
I think I will say this though. I think it's important that games be complete, but now, so like every year, more and more developers are releasing games and then saying, "Oh, we're going to have a big update 30 days from now." You know, that should have been included. It's too soon.
Yeah,
I don't believe in having a patch 1 month after the game comes out for new content. That should have been included in the original content.
Or they
Yeah,
should have
the
just held off the
DLC
release
is on
date.
the disc.
yeah. I think it's more of like
Oh.
how Capcom's been going around communicating everything.
Or lack of.
Yeah.
If anything, this whole Street Fighter V endeavor was a wake up call to all the publishing companies out there about how it does matter that you release a complete game, and they can see directly. Well, we can, and this is something that, you know, the higher ups are going to be discussing in boardrooms. Going, well, we have a game that it's ready to launch, and we can either go the Street Fighter V route and, you know, soak it up now, or we can take a risk and have the more complete game and have it come out at a later date, which either the timing may not be right, or you know, we're suffering because the technology is advancing, and you know, it's tough, man. It's hard decisions, and Capcom, I guess, really laid the framework out there about what people will be considering in the future.
I think this year was just a cursed year for the Pro Tour. Like, this game was rushed for the Pro Tour that was supposed to start with Final Round. Final Round was a blow up in and of itself. Like, it's just, and then there's been a blow up almost every week in the Pro Tour event, right? West Coast Warzone, the champ match, the Texas Showdown bracket shuffle, you know, Noel Brown. I mean, it just go on and on. It's just like the cursed year, man. The cursed year. I hope, like, we can all look forward to an amazing update at the end of the year, and the game's out. Everyone knows what it's about, and hopefully they clean up their format so it's not confusing as balls about how you qualify.
Do you think like next year's or the end of the year update's gonna bring people back though?
I think that I mean, I think it can. I mean, I think that if they didn't think it would bring people back, I mean, that's their formula. That's Street Fighter. You got Super, you got Arcade, you got Ultra. I mean, that's every Street Fighter has what different renditions of how the game how many times over. You know, that either make it better or worse, I guess. But I'm sure that if not bring people back, they just don't want to lose more people. How about that? You know,
I mean,
let's keep the ship afloat.
do the new updates even bring people back or keep? Because going from vanilla to like where Ultra was at the end, it just seemed like way less people like as each like, update came out.
Well, I mean, maybe there was a lot of different people that if you look at who was really strong, like as far as players in vanilla, and then look who was at the top in Ultra. I mean, there were new players that were good. You know, a lot of them were overseas. You know, like Pepe Dai and all these other people that became relevant really late in that game's life cycle. But I don't know, man. I look, I don't think it's quite all hands on deck yet. I mean, you can say a game is dead, but look at Melee. I mean, that was a game that wasn't competitive for how many years, and then it like just like you said, Jason. That dude took Melee to prom, and we were playing that game how many years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like
He was 8 years old when I was playing that game, and he took it to prom.
Oh.
And then it's crazy because the game didn't even like the competitive scene didn't bring it back. Well, like it was all that documentary that saved that scene. A fucking like almost 2-hour documentary.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
crazy.
who knows?
I don't
Who
know.
knows? Something like that might happen for Street Fighter. I mean, you never know. Maybe Evo this year is so good, and it probably won't be. But I'm just saying this, like, just as an example. Like maybe there's just this one tournament where something super crazy happens, or it looks so magnificent and glamorous that it's just like, yo, we got to be a part of this. And like, look at, I mean, Fui makes the point, and esports is not here yet, so I'm not saying that this can happen this year. But if you look, and not at this scale either, but I don't watch the Shanghai majors or the Manila majors because I love Dota. You know, I don't play Dota. I love it for the pageantry. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that chorus. That orchestra playing Dota songs, bro.
It's crazy.
Kev, you should have
They
seen
are
these men in the skeleton LED suits that came out on roller skates after this.
Yeah,
After they popped
this
off, man.
super savage cosplay event there, man. Like, me and Matt, we were kind of talking about like what we're doing with the Ultimate Street Fighter and all this crazy stuff. The FGC just needs to be creative. If we want the game to live, we gotta bring the show.
No, Kevin, we have to stay grassroots.
Yeah, grassroots.
It's
man.
all about staying grassroots and preserving the traditions of shitty run late tournaments and fuck everything else. The players
I
don't
hate to
matter.
say it. I really don't want to, but Chip Bailey he's doing it the best.
He's the hero that the FGC doesn't
God.
deserve, but he's the one that
It
we
stings. It stinks so good.
Dark Knight, the Bailey Dark Knight, yo.
He's calling the arcade room Chip Bailey Land, man. Fuck me.
Oh my God.
The best part is that we're all going next week.
Wasn't his major the first other than Evo to get on ESPN when K Brad did the Stone Cold intro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's the stuff you need, man. You need that. People want to tune in. A lady who has nothing to know about anything Street Fighter related recognized K Brad in the airplane because of that. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get it done. It's got to be the storyline.
That is one of our. It's like an edge the FGC has. Is we can do that, and most other communities
That's
don't.
true. It's a very good point.
I don't know, man.
No.
I'm not saying it's a sharp edge, but it's.
I don't know, man. I want you to watch like any of the other big events from any other game, man. They're doing similar stuff, and it's so much more presentable. I mean, not to say the good thing that I would say the plus side of the FGC is that what we have that's presentable, what we bring to the table is just savagery. You know, what everyone says, like, oh,
Savage.
if you see a savage, it's savagery at its finest. Yeah, it's true, but we have to display that, and that can be our niche. Like, we need to embrace that and make it more presentable. Like that. That's the
Professional.
stuff. Yeah, exactly. With CEO,
Professional
with the
savage.
intros, that's perfect. Like that's how we show. Like that's who we're all about. That could be our niche. Like that separates us from them.
On the other
Because
side of it, like we've kind of tried that before, but not the right way. With Cross Tekken, remember they did the whole like try to over dramatize it. I don't know. It's like it's not in the right hands when it needs to be.
yeah, it definitely takes the right, the right people behind closed doors that are designing this stuff.
Yeah, I
They
think
can definitely fall flat really easily.
like I think Red Bull Kumite handled it really well too.
But,
Yeah, exactly.
but
Get
it's
all these
also
men in the
Red Bull.
cage and fight.
It's also Red Bull. Like they have
Yeah.
different marketing. Like they have people, like they're taking probably advertising companies and consulting with them. You're not going to see that from a major. They're not going to talk to people and say, how do we reach people?
Yeah, they got
It's
money to
just,
experiment with too.
yeah, like that's what's going to separate you're talking about Dota and like League and all these other bigger games because you got more people. You have more people watching stuff. You have more people generating revenue, like
E-
sure, if you have some pioneers, if you have some like creative minded people that want to make something new, yeah, there's a chance for something to come up, but for it's gonna be really hard.
Me and Fumi kind of, Keith, to piggyback on what you talked about, kind of brought that up. One of the weeks that we talked about this is that, yeah, like you said, those companies are giving their product over to companies, which in turn are consulting
Yeah,
or working with a team or a company full of people trying to get the job done instead of one man hiring a bunch of volunteers
yeah.
to
The
help
people
him.
that just like the cause, but they're not, they don't know advertisement. They
Dog, the Red Bull Kumite had the bathroom signs like in the venue switched to like be Street Fighter themed. It was intense.
But that's just what it goes into.
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
if
Yeah.
I think if Capcom plays, I mean I don't know how big a role they play in setting up the tour and talking to people, but if they took their connections that I'm sure they have just because it's freaking Capcom, like I'm sure that they could make it more of an event for the average person, for like more of an event that like okay, let's say I don't play Street Fighter, right? And I click on Twitch TV and all I see is this big thing that says Red Bull Kumite. I'm like, I know what Red Bull is. I'll probably watch it, You don't have to have those names like that, but you have to have the flash and flare if you're going to get new people because Red Bull Kumite isn't going to attract Joe Schmo on the street, but it could attract just a gamer who's, looking for something.
It's true. But yeah, peep what I posted in the chat, bros. Speaking, I mean, look at the production of this kind of stuff that goes on in these games, man. Like it's so dumb how it's like not even like really good or well done, but it's really hilarious and it's just people are eating it up and like the FGC doesn't do anything similar to this. You know what I mean? Like no one's putting out this kind of production and time and devotion into making corny videos to get people hyped. Maximilian is not cutting it, man.
It's pretty much whatever Mike Ross does on CPT, and then
It's like
it just gets
we
spread.
got some things,
But
but I think over
that's
time it'll grow.
I think that's kind of surprising though, if you think about the people that play, in the FGC, like how passionate they are. Like I feel like if people, bring up that hey, we need to do stuff like this. It's cool to do stuff like this. You'll see more of it because I feel like a lot of people like this is their life, and they'll put more time into it.
mean in our community or in
Yeah,
like
just
other
as
groups?
like just FGC in general, you know.
I don't know. I think maybe like as far as passion, it's what they want to do, but as far as how much time spent they can invest into it, I think everybody is like 9 to 5.
Yeah, I
You
got.
know, it's so I don't know if there's any full time people who are invested into besides like TOs maybe, but like who has really dedicated their life to Street Fighter as players have dedicated their life to Dota, League of Legends, CS:GO, all that. Like, I don't feel like we have the same type of capability to
So, do
dedicate.
you think what's stopping that is just revenue that's capable? Because
Yeah,
yeah,
the risk too, revenue. I mean, there's no like insurance.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not getting a retirement off of tournament winnings. You
right.
know.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of. I mean, I think the risk is the same, um, or was the same a long time ago when it came
Yeah.
to like old RTS games too, like StarCraft and all these games. I mean, maybe not in Korea, but here in the States and Canada, Europe. Even with Counter Strike and stuff like that. I mean, there was a lot of people, not so much that are our age now. I think that's actually, now I think about it, one of the biggest differences is the average age among the communities, I suppose. When it comes to like the average age of League of Legends and Counter Strike and Overwatch compared to the FGC, I think the FGC is
Yeah.
drastically higher now. I think we're just like an aging metric. And I think that's partly because that the young crowd gets so enamored with these games that are so thrown in their face that Street Fighter can't get to the forefront because they're putting out shit.
It's a good point,
Um,
man.
I don't know, man. It's just like, but getting back to my original point, like back in the day, there was people, the 20 somethings out there that weren't really working, that were living in their fucking mom's basements. I mean, the
Yeah.
team that just won the Dota Major OG, there was a segment, where they show a guy's life, before being Dota famous, and how, I mean, just look at the kid from EG, Sumail or whatever, who was like taking time off school and just playing Dota 10 hours a day with, on a wing and a prayer basically. And there's a guy like that on every major team that is taking that
Yeah.
risk, but
Cinderella story.
yeah, but that's the risk that they're willing to take because they love the game and they're having so much fun with it. And I guess at this point in time, they know there's a light at the end of the tunnel. In the FGC, there's no guarantee. Like there is no light at the end of the
Yeah.
tunnel guarantee.
It's like the love for the game. I think is the love for the game and showing up is one of like two keys, very important to a game succeeding. And when you have like all the difficulties in the development process, and you're trying to force this product, it's not finished upon people. It's hard for people to really dedicate their lives to something that they're not sure is going to support them. Even though they communicate, they want people to live off of Street Fighter, but they're not they're not providing that.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe what Keith meant. I mean, at least when he said it, what I was thinking more is that when he said that this is their lives, not necessarily their livelihood, but like the FGC, and more so than I feel like League. It's the only game that I know of that's on that level that I'm like, I go on like League Reddit and look at that type of stuff. The FGC community as a whole feels more like there's just more story and richness in there as far as things that become exposed or the shenanigans, and like, every game has them, but I think on record we have them more for a smaller player base, or maybe because it is a smaller player base, we know everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if you play competitively, oh, I met that dude, oh, I played that dude. We have those conversations so many times, and I think Keith, maybe this is what he meant, but since he's not in that sphere, but he always hears us talk about that type of stuff. Not necessarily that we live FGC and that's the only thing we do, but definitely if in our circle of friends, if we are around each other, it's going to come up. I mean, that's just one of the how we all click, how we all vibe, and it's not even the game. It's just the social aspect too. I guess maybe that's what he meant.
Yeah, I would love to do what I did in Third Strike at like a career level. just have a few friends and we play like first to 50s every possible moment that we can, like once or twice a week. And then we travel somewhere, and then we play those guys that we've prepared for. You know, we put all our hard work into, and then we meet them, and then we sit and have lunch with them. Maybe they're douchebags, maybe they're fucking awesome people. We meet network like that. If I can do that on a professional level, like and make just a decent amount of money, yeah, that'd be the dream.
Yeah.
But as of right now, it just doesn't seem like a feasible option. It's like I like in like no shit in like 4 months, and maybe even a little before that, when I'm not full time military, when I'm doing that as a side, I'm doing all these other side hustles. I'm going to be putting a lot of time and dedication into Street Fighter, but not solely. Like I know that there's way too much risk involved with putting 100% into it. That I have to diversify my
Right.
talents and skills into other areas. And like what I do, I can integrate all of that into Street Fighter, but I have to always have like I'm going to school. It's not I'm going to go to school for something that's like a backup that I can fall back on to what I'm doing right now, but I just cannot. And I feel like it's what it needs is somebody who is like, this is it. This is all I'm doing. Like we need more infiltrations.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard though. I mean, it's always. I still think we're in the growing process, you know. But the problem is that we're late to the party, bro. We are late to the party.
Yeah.
All these other esports communities got there first, and now Capcom shit the bed during the 11th hour. They had their chance to skyrocket us into the stratosphere, and here we are on the ground floor still.
Yeah. Well, I think
Uh,
I don't know. Maybe I'm a little ignorant, but I feel like Counter Strike they were in the same boat, and now I feel like they're just on the same level as like League and Dota, as far as viewership and sponsorship and what's it, World of Tanks? I always see that on Twitch. I'm like, what the fuck is that game?
Yo,
It's
godlike.
growing.
God.
Yeah, but
Bleeding the glory.
it's like we should be there already.
Yeah, we should. The opportunity is still there. I mean, the market share for fighting games is still there. And like I said, they just shit the bed. The timing was right, and they thought the timing was more advantageous than having a great product.
Yeah.
It was perfect timing. Everything, the stars were aligned, bro. You know what I mean? And yeah, CS was in the same boat. There was no it's CS 1.6 and CS Source, like they died, man. They were dead. They were dead to rights, and the community was gone. Everything was just completely slow, and it was crazy to think how something so successful in the esports community. I mean, the very first esport basically was just gone and dead, and the coffin was nailed shut. But you know what? Nothing rose up in its place. Okay, there were so many opportunities for someone to jump in, and no one took it. So CS comes back, 10 years later and goes, hey, we made another good game again, and well, there's no one else here, so I guess we'll take this. And I think Street Fighter had that time with Street Fighter 5. I mean, what other big fighting game was there out? I mean, I think that's why Smash is doing so well right now, is because there's no other fighting game that's really crushing it right now.
So what do you guys like? To my knowledge, CS doesn't have like a traditional one single player. Overwatch definitely doesn't, and they're fucking nobody cares. It's awesome. This game is amazing. As opposed to Street Fighter, as opposed to Street Fighter, like it's a big deal. Like even we discuss it, and I think we came to a conclusion that it's important to bring in new players. But Overwatch, they didn't have that problem.
Overwatch, I mean, those were, yeah, they weren't story-driven games, but the package was so nice and shiny, bro. Like
Yeah.
everything that came out with that package with Overwatch and with CS,
And it's a
global
Blizzard
events.
game too.
And they even like people perceive that game was supposed to be free to play, and it was like a big deal for like an hour or so. It's
Yo,
like,
yeah, it got swept under the rug, man.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Blizzard
that's
Illuminati,
true,
they shut that down.
it was supposed to be free.
Look, I think Corgi makes a good point. Partly, there's two things I think separate Overwatch and Street Fighter, other than just being different genres. Overwatch is very easy, in my opinion. I think the challenge in that game is all team based. Like if you're playing competitively, that's where it comes from. Mechanically, that game seems very very easy. Street Fighter is I mean, I guess you can consider it easier than other fighting games, but still, man, fighting games in general just have a harsh curve, and they're not like Smash 4. I feel, which is a game that they purposely made so easy because they were like, this is not a competitive game. We don't want it to be a competitive game. And then the other big thing I think that gives Street Fighter, man, that you'll never have problems with most PC games. It's just online is ass, like for the most part. The ranking system was supposed to be important, and then that blew up because cheaters weren't getting punished right away. And look, I honestly, if they would have got the online part right and the leaderboards were like legit, and there was almost no lag if you played someone in the U.S., I think we're looking at a completely different conversation, man.
You know what though about when you're talking about easy games, I think there is a huge trade-off though, and sure Street Fighter might be harder, that learning curve may be bigger, but the harder a game is, honestly, like the harder the game is, almost its longevity is increased, because like look at like simple games like Call of Duty or whatever. It's like they keep pumping out new iterations, right, of something like that because they need fresh blood. But like you take Counter Strike or whatever, that's the harder version, right? But that's been around longer because there's something to work for. Like in Street Fighter, you have to grind.
That's a really good point. Like
No.
Overwatch,
But
as soon as you level, you get a loot box. Street Fighter
yeah,
5, what do you get? Numbers? You get a little thing that says platinum,
but
maybe.
you have to grind to get good. It's like it looks back. We started playing League of Legends in 2010, right? And we're still playing it occasionally because there's multiple layers to gameplay. And when I look at Overwatch, sure, it's fun and there's different matchups that you can learn, but ultimately I think about what is its life. You know, like how long will this last? It's fun. I'm not upset that I bought it, but you know,
That's a really good point. There's no incremental, like meaningful incremental gains in Street Fighter 5 that's geared towards everybody, casual and competitive. Like you can grind fight money, you get a skin, and it's not even like it's a color. It's good, but like it's not the
It's
you
not
don't
the
have a sense of
package.
reward.
Yeah, it's not the package that Overwatch is, man. Overwatch, you get a loot crate. Now your Roadhog looks like an Islander with a crazy mask, and you're like, damn, this guy looks cool. I can't wait to play this thing.
Yeah,
And Street
even
Fighter,
if
it's
you're
like, oh, I got a green. I'm green now.
yeah, like even if you lose, you're still getting some kind of experience point.
Where I grinded out
Like even if you're
survival.
not
I
you're not
can
earning
grind it out.
anything, you
Why
still
did they make it that
Yeah,
way?
you
Let's
play
not even
49 matches, they get popped, and then it's like, thanks for playing, you nerd. Come back and see us next time.
I don't even want to talk about that stupid. Oh my god, Capcom, please. Why? Why?
Yeah, the design is this shit. Across the board, everything is shit when it comes to that game as far as the design goes. They got the one thing important right, and that's great. The gameplay is solid.
It's
But
usually
as
the
far
hardest part.
yeah, they got the hardest part right, and they blew the easy shit. What the hell happened?
They don't got
They've been
focus
doing
right.
this shit forever.
They need focus. They need to advertise and open up their production process.
It's like they hired the one dude from like Riot that Riot fired. He was like, "Yo, we can do this. We can charge everybody for everything." Blah blah blah. Nah,
Yo, I think that's gonna be interesting when Riot releases that fighting game. And
no, I would love to see Riot or Blizzard or any high esports company release a fighting game and see what they do.
it's gonna happen. So we'll see how that.
Rise of Thunder.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's going to be called. Man.
They make
I mean, S-Kill is a part of it.
the League of Legends fighting game.
All right, let's talk about just of season 2, shall we?
Let's talk about the one positive thing happening in Street Fighter.
Talk about the positivity of our local scene.
Yo, when I was listening like a week ago, first of all, like I felt like really immersed in this broadcast. It was really like I didn't want it to end. But when y'all got to the Ultimate Street Fighter, I was just like on the edge of my seat. Like, what are they gonna mention next?
Yeah, man, this is so cool the way we said. I cannot wait for this to go down.
Exactly the kind of event that we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's gonna garner interest in people watching.
Yeah, I hope Capcom fucking is watching and can learn a thing.
I want to thank Fumi. We had some concepts, You know, we were toying around with things. We went in the discussion room at TGS. You
Yep.
know, we were broiling it out. You know, sweating out the ideas and like we struck that crazy bracket stuff up. We had all kinds of craziness, but dog, I will say, being at TGS, man, and just everyone talking to me, this has been the talk of the town, man. This is all anybody wants to know about is who's in it, how the format's crazy. You know, Jamie Cheeks wanted to like make shirts. I was like, we're good, but thank you.
Wow,
Like
shirts too?
he did. I was like, no, I don't.
Oh man.
It wasn't even for the season 1.
Oh, he's got to hook it up complimentary, man. What do you mean? Do we need shirts? Come on, man. Get your
Oh, man.
advertisement out there. Sponsor us, bro.
Man, what happened to the grassroots?
We're the next big thing, man. This is esports.
Man, I got sponsored by Razer. You guys need to step up.
Okay, so look, man. Let's break it down real quick. Just the format,
Oh,
okay?
let's break it down.
Yeah,
Yo.
Yo, Lucio.
So we're playing Overwatch after this?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah.
There might be maintenance going on, I think, at some point tonight.
Better figure it out.
So we've got a league play format, right? We got the 8 contenders. We can go through those. We can get some predictions for tomorrow as well. Some salty people. I'm gonna expose everybody. But the first thing is we got the league play, which is everybody, the 8 people, they will play each week. It'll be first to 5. Like last season, everybody will play once per week. And we will continue that league play until 4 people have 3 losses. Those 3, at least 3 losses, you'll be eliminated from the second phase. And this is where it gets interesting. Okay?
Yes.
That's all vanilla. That's all great. League play is awesome. But we have added in some hiccups to the formula. So, first thing, we have the decree, the golden egg, the Shadaloo decree. What that is you get to be a bad man. You get to choose your opponent for that week. As long as you have not fought that person, and as long as that person has not been called out 2 consecutive weeks, you are able to call that person out, say, guess what? I think your ass. Give me that free win. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Man.
And you cannot veto that. You are locked in, and you better fucking show him who's the boss.
Can we have like a full production crew for this?
So that's the
Jesus
second
Christ,
thing.
man.
Umi said the second thing. Also, for one time only, you get the get out of jail free card, the veto. You're like, you know what? That matchup sucks. As long as it's not a decree match or it's not the last match that's lottery draft, because each match we're going to lottery draft the names, so it's random as long as they haven't played each other. You can veto a match that is eligible. So that's another thing. Some people may skip out and say, you know what, I don't want to play that person, right?
Right, and this is important because it's a race to see who loses first. So
Yes.
if you can avoid losing early, that's gonna carry you into the next phase, basically.
Exactly. And just so we wanted to put some security measures in place, right? You might be that salty man that goes 0-3 early, right? You're like, man, this sucks. I'm not showing up anymore. But you don't want to do that. You still want to come. You still want to upset people. Maybe gatekeep someone from getting to the second phase. The reason why you want to do that is because the top 2 players with the most losses will be ineligible for season 3 because you're asking we don't want you. Remember that.
That's right. Exactly. So even if you go out first, you better keep showing up because you're gonna be your name is gonna be dragged through the mud, man. You don't want that going down.
Oh,
Everyone's gonna shun you for eternity.
You're gonna get banished?
You're gonna get banished. That's right.
Damn, that's good incentive.
So that's the first phase. Fumi, break them down with that second phase, man.
All right, so the second phase. So what happens is all these 4 players who advance get the privilege of going into the Korean-style group play. Thank you, Korea, for showing us the way. All right, so we'll seed the top 4 based upon their win-loss ratio. And then if tiebreakers happen, then we go to head-to-head play, and then to total rounds per each week. So it's also good to 5-0 people. 5-0s are better than 5-4s. It's not just the W that matters in case of a tiebreak. All right, so the 4 that go seeded into the next spot, the 1 seed will play the 4 seed, and the 2 seed will play the 3 seed, and that will be week 1. And then what will happen is that after that, the winners will play against each other, and the losers will play against each other in the following week. The loser of the losers match will get 4th place for the season, and the winner of the losers match will play the loser of the winners match. And then finally, when those two play, the loser of that will get 3rd place. The winner of that will play the winner of the winners match in a grand final set, where the winner will have some kind of advantage, which we will talk about.
Yes.
It might be standard, where it's like, the winner has to, or the loser has to win 2 sets, kind of like a normal grand finals, but we might throw some crazy shit in there. Who knows?
Is there a prize?
Yes.
Yeah, money.
Money. Cash
Capitalism.
money. So
money, and the winner will also have their entry to the next major paid by me.
Hey.
Big pockets.
Oh.
Now let's not forget the man of season 1 walked away with $200 in his pocket.
What?
Yo, people, if you think we're playing for small bills out here, you need to level up. Okay? Even the top players in your scene don't make that much money, bro.
Yeah, man, that man won more than me for winning our regional tournament. Come on, man. What is this? I had traveled to Richmond and I didn't make half that.
Oh, damn.
Yo, blow ups. But what I was gonna say is we're gonna keep it funky, man. We're gonna keep it dicey. Matt, since we're on the air, I'm gonna ask you right now, for the Korean stage, for everything from the first 4, like they play, I don't know. Depending on time, I guess we could break it up into weeks. I was gonna say, did you want to do all the way up to the grand final set in like one day?
Oh shit! I wouldn't be opposed to that if you want to speed it up. I mean, without it, it will take
a lot of weeks.
3 weeks, I guess, because you do the winners and losers, and then the next set the next week. But yeah, we could run that all in 1 week. I like that idea, actually.
I like that. I want to see you guys. You guys should be the top 4. You guys should be able to bring down the house into that. You know what I'm saying?
At this point, you gotta be prepped for everybody. You know what I mean? There's gonna be like 3 Karens in there anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, well, let's break down the players then, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we made some choices up here, but before we get to the tournament, who didn't make it and who's salty and who needs to show up tomorrow, let's break down the players, their opinions. So we got more people that didn't watch the last week's VOD. Please go to the YouTube channel. I'll post a link so you can watch the shows anytime you want in case you are busy Monday night. But we have the returning champion, Ryan Golden EXP, playing Nikali Fumi. I got the scouting report. You know what I'm saying? I got reports that this man was in Tejas practicing the stuffs, man.
Was it giving him the hands?
He was practicing the stuffs. Like he's practicing the stuff that we have not seen him do with Nikali yet. That's what I heard on the scouting report, man.
Wow. So he's coming with the new tech.
He said, you know what? I think people still think that I shouldn't have won season 1. That's what he told me. And he's like, I got something for that ass. I was like, yo!
I like it.
Oh, case
I love it.
So yeah, we got the Nikali. We also selected Action Gordon.
Action Gordon. Here's his big shot. Okay. He's the Marshall Mathers of this season, man. Do not miss your chance. This is your chance.
B-Rabbit.
Yeah, he's B-Rabbit of season 2, man. And you know what? B-Rabbit became a star. I think Gordon can too. I believe.
Dog, I believe, man. Gordon, he's been hungry. He's been playing more. He's getting ready. He's prepping up. You know, he wants to show people that I do belong on the stage and I'm ready to perform at that level that they expect me to perform at. Next up, we got a man that became reinvigorated when he heard his name called through the annals of time.
The other EX white boy?
The other EX white boy, Andrew C.
Liquid Snake.
A
Liquid.
boy.
757.
He said, "You know what, man? When you guys were in the podcast, he said I was half asleep, but then I heard my name discussed, and the fire returned to me, yo. I was like, yo, let's go."
Oh, the Jon Snow EX White Boy?
That's right. That's right. He's you know, and I like that we've got two pure people in there from the jump. You know what I'm saying? I like to see us represented well. You know, it's a struggle out here for us, so we'll see what they can do.
Okay, so then we have. Let's just be honest, man. You know, we're calling it like it is. We've got the man that no one wants to see on top. He's like that sports figure where everyone's like, man, I don't want this dude to win. You know what I'm saying? We got ATGW.
The real EX white boy. Aaron the Great White.
Yo, that man is playing Ken, and let's be real, man. He's smug. If you lose to him, he's going to hit you with those dad jokes, man. You don't want that.
Yeah, that's the last thing that you want anyone seeing on stream. Is that man popping off to you. Real casually and nice guy like. You don't want that.
You don't want Aaron to come get busy. But he's a confident dude. He only believes in himself. So, you know, I'm sure he's going to be doing some moving and shaking this season. And then we got the two people. Gotta mention them together. They're the two people everyone wants to see play. TGS, Sid the Hayes, and Kelvin, aka Clark Kent,
K Blitz.
K Bliss, aka Money Maldonado, aka Muscles Maldonado, aka our Capital correspondent, Kelvin M. Right? That's the match that the world and the heavens will align for. Like if they play each other, and this is the thing about it. If somebody wins, that person can pop off, but you can't really pop off too much because the other dude could still win the whole thing.
That's right.
You know?
And they might even get deuced out before the top four too.
No, let him pop off. Come on, that's the whole point.
But let's be real, we win no matter what, because if they play in the group stages, we get a treat. If they don't play, and one of them doesn't make it, it will be the most savage of disrespectful pop-offs ever.
Oh no!
Yo, keep the thuggery to a minimum.
I can't wait.
Every time they're around each other, all I hear is your ass. This is why your ass. Because you hit buttons, your ass.
Look, you don't know what to do. All you do is jump. Your ass. You get scared. Your ass. Your defense is ass.
Yo, Kelvin, you get him up to by Jeremiah. I'm not gonna, yo, every day it's something with them. And I think that fire, that rivalry that they forged, has pushed the envelope. Like they really want to beat each other bad. Like it's not a game. Like they're cool. I mean, there's not enemies, but at the same time, I don't think there's any two people right now in our scene that want to beat the other person that badly. It's intense right now. So you got those two. All right, so that's the 6. Those were the 6. That's making up the 6. Now, let's move on to tomorrow, man. Let's talk about tomorrow a little bit. The last 2 spots, we made it an open qualifier. It was the 6 that we selected. It was not all skill based. We talked about that, but Fumi, let me be real, man. There's some people that have been coming up to me and asking me why was I not included, man.
Well, there's an easy response to that. It's 'cause your ass. That's why you weren't included. Okay? You have to show us that you're not ass. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock. All right,
Okay.
TGS.
Okay, so let's get some predictions, man. Who do you guys think is going to make it to the big dance?
Honestly, I don't give a fuck. I want to see who gets gate kept. So
Uh,
hard. I want to know who's gonna be that dick to go there and not care, but just want to gatekeep everyone else getting in.
Well, let's talk about last season's big losers, shall we?
Yo,
Look,
I mean, because this is not the place where you want to lose, because your soul gets lost in time and space. Let's remember, rest in peace, Yams.
Oh no!
He was on the come up, talking about this is my dolls of this, dolls of that, I'm about the money match this person that. Kelvin Maldonado came out of nowhere, took his soul, and he's gone. He's out. Where did he go?
Lost in time and space, man.
He only shows up every now and then, and all you hear is of what could have happened if he would have beaten Kelvin. You know what? Next time, don't be ass. And win the match, okay? Don't get wake up super dog.
Dog, it was that close, wasn't it? He was one. Like that was last round, right? Of the last match.
Yeah, we might have went to Richmond with Yams instead of Kelvin.
Wow, look at that's crazy. You can track Kelvin's whole SF5 career to that one moment
Yeah, exactly.
That was pretty close.
because he hits him with that. Yams gets salty. They money match. Yams loses, and Yam is now an Overwatch casual on PS4.
Oh no.
oh no.
Yeah, we can talk about it. You're playing Overwatch on PS4. Cut this podcast.
Oh.
No one needs. No one is tailoring this to you.
Oh man.
No, but
So
yeah, that's crazy. That one moment changed it all. But I'll tell you who's upset. Jake Brown is upset at us, and he said, "You know what? He was there today, played some games. He said, you know what? He's ready to shake up the world, man. He's like, they writing me off. I played the winner, Golden EXP, in the first week of Ultimate Street Fighter. They think I'm a nobody. They make these Apex Mika jokes about me. I think he's playing almost all Alex, and I really think he's trying to make a point tomorrow. That's what I think.
wow.
I don't know if he can, but we will see. Because, I think there's going to be some other good people there, man. Throw Joe's going to go. Throwing Joseph. PRL. Mr. Paul Lineberry. The Karen. The Karin. I don't know if the Hampton boys will be there, but I think they're planning to go out as well. So I don't know. I mean, he's going to have some competition.
All right, what are the most anticipated matches then? Because I want to see the run back between PRL and Blake Paragon in the card.
Blake Paragon will be. He's another man that was upset that he was not included. And I want, Blake, you weren't even on season 1, but you're upset. That's what I like to see. Who's Paragon?
That's Blake, man.
That's the Blake.
Blake Corchado.
The self-proclaimed best jury in Sova.
That's right. When he went lights out against Jeremiah at TCW, it popped off with one of the greatest pop-offs ever witnessed, in my opinion.
Yo, Slim.
It's me! I'm the best!
Slim, if you come out to Gatekeep tomorrow, I would love that. You come there just to knock people out and keep their dreams from being achieved. That's what we want.
Slim, you come through, that'd be fantastic.
Come on out, my friend.
Oh, that'd be so. Please tell me the stream is gonna be.
I hope. I don't know, man. Ray ordered the parts, but it may not be there yet.
I'll be recording matches. Oh, by the way, I also recorded Kelvin's match against Princess Slim in Richmond. So I got that on deck if you want to go over the tapes.
I think Kelvin wants those tapes burned. I don't think he wants to see that massacre again, man.
I think he needs to see it.
I think he does too, because the things that I saw were upsetting me, and I was like, oh, I think he needs to see it. But yeah, Ultimate Street Fighter 2. Look out for the format. We're going to try to get as many people on Intruder Alert to talk smack every week if they want, man. And they don't even think about it. Everyone's fighting every week. So you don't even have to talk smack about your opponent. You got someone that you're waiting to call out when you get the decree. You can talk about him. I don't care, man. We don't care. We just want it to be fun. And I'm telling you guys, real quick, if you watch this on VOD later, you need to be there if you can. I'm telling you, the atmosphere that we had is going to be compounded this season. I have a feeling. So if you want to have a good evening, we'll play casuals, we'll have fun. If you want to see the hype and the rivalry and the things that we're trying to create, man, come out and enjoy these guys trying to kill each other.
Yeah, I can't wait to pull out my pocketbook and start making some side bets, bro.
There's gonna be Salt's gonna.
I made a few good bets last season, so come experience the FGC the way it's supposed to be experienced.
Hey.
Now that you can't do that on the CPT, rest in peace.
Yeah, I really hope stream, or at least like get recorded somehow.
Oh, we'll definitely get recorded. If it's not being streamed, we're gonna record it.
All right.
100%. If I have to shaky cam every single one, I will do it.
Keeping it grassroots.
You know, man, I can't let the grassroots die, bro.
I guess. Is there anything else that anyone wants to talk about?
Watch Game of Thrones, man.
Yes, what I'm about to go do.
Watch Game of Thrones. Watch Preacher. Preacher is a pretty good show too.
I don't know, man. Game of Thrones, I don't have the same feeling I do with other shows that I'm like, when I hate when it ends and I'm looking forward to the next episode. I feel like I'm doing it out of like it's almost like
a chore.
It's almost like The Walking Dead at this point. Like I'm so far deep, I just kind of have to keep doing it.
You're right. Yeah, it is.
Remember, like I think about One Punch Man, and like I was like, I gotta wait another week for this. Oh man, it's like 20 minutes long, and now I'm like, Game of Thrones, I guess.
Well, since it was today and I didn't get to see anything, and this is not Street Fighter related, but did anyone have any highlights from E3 today that they wanted to?
PS4.
I just watched Eris stream E3. That's about it.
That sounds hilarious.
Yeah,
Yo,
his reaction to Remy 7.
Yeah, his face was gold, yo.
To what game?
Resident Evil.
Oh,
Let's see if I can throw this in here.
But yeah, don't watch any. Well, Ubisoft was okay. Microsoft was ass. Bethesda was pretty ass. EA was of course ass. Sony did it so well. Just watch the entire thing. If you haven't watched it. Sick.
I will do that.
What is this reaction?
And then
It's already 7.
then Nintendo is tomorrow. Up.
Can't wait to be disappointed.
Evil Ryu was kind of hinted at today.
Great.
Oh, really?
In Smash?
Yeah. In Smash and KI.
God, man, can I express my hatred for E3 here? Is that okay? Can I pop off for a
Yeah,
second?
you pop. Yo, take
Hey.
that soapbox, man.
Yo,
Do you,
first
baby
of all,
girl?
every time I tune into this shit, it's the same exact fucking thing. Some nerd on the stage with a headset on that looks dumb as shit, and he's pacing back and forth, looking mad awkward, with his awkward tone of voice, and he doesn't know how to speak, and he just looks dumb. And he's talking about a game, and everyone is just trying to pretend like they're having the greatest time in the world. It is the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Can you just show the goddamn game?
Yo,
Hey man, they're wearing blazers with t-shirts,
Ooh,
jeans
wait.
on,
Hey man,
and
Silicon
they're trying their
Valley.
hardest.
yo, Fumi, you just ethered E3, bro. Pretty hard. You said just a bunch of nerds that don't know what they're doing.
I'm saying, just show the damn game. We don't care about some whatever. Everything that person says is out of the person's mind immediately once they show the game. I mean, I don't give a shit about anything they said about the production, this person, that person they're thanking, what are the the creative process. No one gives a shit. Show the damn game.
I think the one part of that that's ultra core to me is when they have people up there to demo the game. I feel like 80% or even 100% of the time it's just a dude holding a controller that's not real. You know what I'm saying?
It's so corny. Why? I don't understand how people just eat it up. It's just dumb shit. And then you got some whack ass girl in the front row screaming her head off. It's so dumb.
You talking about Bethesda?
I think
the chick screaming in it.
This shit was so bad.
Oh.
She was screaming at the top of her.
I think it's largely unnecessary.
Bought some Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, it's just, they made a production out of hyping up previews basically. It's like
this is a development conference. Like it's some of this stuff. It's not like it's coming out next month or anything anytime soon. Sometimes these games, like it's the first time they've been talked about, and you'll get it 2 years later.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Just chill.
I don't know, man. The Sony one was pretty much opposite of what you were talking about today. There was only like three people that talked, and then everything else was trailers and gameplay.
Well, good. Then shoutouts to them. But you know what? Everyone before them fucking ruined it for me, and I didn't tune in.
So bad. I don't know what you're talking
about. Ugh. Like, why do they need every person of this thing? You know what? I'm done.
Congrats.
It reminds me of that one moment. I wish. That was so funny to me. It's like one of those moments that you can't recreate. But we was in Richmond, and this Kelvin was extra salty. He just got bopped, right? He's lost. And Fumi came up and he tried to give him this bag of popcorn. He's like, "Nah, man, this is for you." And like, Kelvin didn't even look at it, and he like smacked that shit out of Fumi's hand. Like, get that shit the fuck out of here. That was not. I was so weak.
You can't script that, man. It's probably in your like troll ass voice too.
It wasn't Matt's troll voice. I wish you could have seen how casually he smacked it though. Like it wasn't an angry smack. It was so calm. It was just like, yo, get that shit the fuck out of here. I was mad weak. Oh, see, like stuff like that. That's why I love the FGC, man. I can't get it. Great.
Good times, man. Let's go kill people in Overwatch.
No, right.
Are there any tournaments coming up this weekend?
Yeah.
Xanadu.
There's more Red Bull qualifiers this week in Seattle and somewhere else. Seattle and Atlanta.
Let's make the drive, boys. It's only 10.5 hours. No big deal.
You can just stay there and just have a quicker trip to CEO too. CEO's next week. We can do our pre-show.
And the one in Chicago is this week too. Yeah, we'll have CEO pre-show next week.
You think polls will be out by then?
I really hope so. I don't know why they would not put them up, but they got a lot of people. I don't know. Let's see.
We will see.
Registration's already done.
Yeah.
Yo, if you guys do go to CEO, I can meet you guys when you get to Florida.
We are going to CEO.
We are going.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, we're confirmed.
100%?
Yeah.
I'm confirmed, yeah.
Next week?
Nigga, we got the hotel and everything, and the flights.
Okay, all right. So then we go through the conversation. Then why didn't you tell me when I live in Florida?
Okay, all right.
And I talk to you guys like every day.
You want the real though?
Because you're fucking playing Babysitters Club.
Yo, what? Because I got kids, huh? I can't have fun, huh? My life's over? Is that what you're saying?
Hey,
Keith.
this is the conversation I remember. Yo, Keith, you still going to Evo? Nigga, I gotta go to Japan, got the kids, and
yo,
blah, blah. I was like, all right, man.
It's not my fault I'm moving to Japan, all right?
I didn't say it was your fault. But how you expect me to know you want to go to
Japan? A road trip to Orlando is a lot more doable than going to Vegas.
Yo, bring the kids for insurance. I don't know if
You don't want the pop off, all right? You don't want to see my son popping off on these people.
Yo, bring,
Oh
bring,
no.
bring the fam. I want Lord Kirin to tell people to leave the venue, man. That's what I want.
Oh, like she told Jason to get out of my house in Virginia Beach.
That was the
That's all.
most disrespectful thing I've ever happened to me from a woman.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm gonna be on Overwatch though, man.
All right, let's do it.
I mean,
Let's get it popping.
I'm already on Overwatch though.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Jibbo, Keith, for stopping by and chilling, chatting it up with us.
Yep.
Thank you, David.
Like,
Yeah, next week. See you
Yeah,
pre-show.
miss you, baby.
Yeah. Good evening. Thanks.